Anyway, let's look at some players because we've got two of them.
Okay.
We've got
Well,
ZenicReverie on the left of the Water Tribe and Hopscotch007, or just Hopscotch usually. It's about to invade because he's Fire Nation. Both players with a pretty good win rate, just over 50%. Zenic with a lot more games, but I guess we've talked about this, right? Like, we do think that just playing games, even if you lose, is worth, like, prediction points, I would say. Like, how likely you are to pick them to win.
well, absolutely, but I mean, Hopscotch has been playing games. Hopscotch has been playing.
Oh yeah, he's been
probably more
testing.
games than
Yeah, right. That's why
Hopscotch has been playing more games than you will ever know.
Yeah, that's
For
why
Mystery Tournament 14 alone, Hopscotch played, I want to say, north of 270 games.
Oh god.
And has been testing for many more Mystery Tournaments than that.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, why is it 7-6? It doesn't seem like a lot of games. I thought Hopscotch played more than that, but yeah. He's been testing for like 3 tournaments or something.
Because you can't join the tournament when you're testing all the games for the tournament. I need to look up this number again because it blew my mind. I put so much effort into Mystery Tournament 14 testing and got to, let's see. 122 for me, 269 for Hopscotch.
Let me check. In 13, Hopscotch has about 228 listed comments. I have about 209.
Wow.
And Roar had 38.
Looks like
Roar had Roar had like 170, 180
Yeah.
or something in Mystery Tournament 14.
Oh, whoops. Wrong button. I wanted to press this one. This is a winners 2 match. Zenic had a bye because he's seeded. So, Hopscotch won against Briggerman. Or Briggerman. It's kind of spelled Germanly. To reach this. And we already have a match, so let me be fast.
I'm gonna try to look up real quick what game they played.
Yeah, I wish I could show that, but I just don't have that data, like, reliably.
They played Liquid Kids.
Oh, right.
My popped out chat is all, it's in the void. It's not working.
What? Is it the void?
There it is. All right. It was just a white void over there in the corner of my screen. I didn't realize I couldn't see what people were saying, but now I can.
Wow, Exuna throwing shade on me. With the dot entrance. We are beating levels 1 through 5. This is freeware submitted by Snowdozer. Aspect ratio 16:9. Zenic has clean audio. Alright, we have a game. The game is Campfire Cooking. We're going to beat levels 1 through 45. It was subbed by Snowdozer. It's available on itch.io, and I think part of the racial justice bundle or whatever it's called.
This was submitted with a modest 30 to 40 minute sort of estimate, and then took me 70 minutes. I think the players will be much more likely to be within that 30 to 40, especially Zenic and Hopscotch. We talked a little bit about them. Well, we talked a lot about them, but we didn't really say like who's more likely to win. I think, and it's hard to say. ZenicReverie is one of our top players with a ton of experience, and then Hopscotch has a ton of experience, but hasn't really got a chance to join a lot of tournaments to really like kind of confirm it. So didn't make top 8 that one time, so we like to say top 8 player Hopscotch. But yeah, in a puzzle game like this, I don't know. I think it could go either way.
Alright. We're going in 10 seconds. So did you test this, Mythical?
Yeah, I did. I didn't do very well. It was one of those...
It's done.
Yeah, this first one took me minutes. I'm shocked that they... No, I don't know. I haven't played Steven's Sausage Roll or anything like that, so I did not have any kind of experience with that sort of thing. And there was a couple puzzles that just
I feel
had
like
some idea.
So I agree that Steven's Sausage Roll doesn't really help here. It's like similar in a way with the rolling, but like the whole layer of movement is missing. This game is so much easier.
If I join commentary, am I going to scare Myth out of commentary?
No, probably not.
Okay.
Spritz's testing notes here say that he's marked it yellow instead of accept, even though I think they thought it was fine. But the problem is, controls can take getting used to, but the bigger issue is what I fear the existence of cooking-based Sokoban will do to Roar's psyche.
No, this reminds me more of Steven's Sausage Roll and Pipe Push Paradise. Those are not as much as classic Sokoban as I kind of would associate, so I don't mind them so much. I actually, believe it or not, I enjoyed Pipe Push Paradise, and I got to the last stage of it. So I kind of like this.
I think this is pretty okay. I did like how quickly ZenicReverie sort of picked up on the lesson they're trying to teach you here, that Hopscotch is learning now, that one of these guys can sort of shunt the other, and that lets it move without rolling over and sort of puts it on a different polarity.
This, seriously, I've never actually played Steven's Sausage Roll, but I could tell you that this is reminiscent of it.
We actually had that discussion because Zenic has played Steven's Sausage Roll and Hopscotch has not.
Right.
Oof.
So we were like, do we actually redraw this because of that? And then it was, I've never played Steven's Sausage Roll, but I tested this, and it was like, oh, what do we do?
It's like I played some of Steven's Sausage Roll, but I haven't tested this, so Snowdozer said it should be alright.
I mean, to be fair...
The mechanics in terms of pushing around the sticks against each other is very different from Steven. You don't have the cart-based movement.
Well, I mean, to be fair, people are asking whether or not they have equivalent experience in a game like the game. Has been a lot more of a this mystery tournament kind of thing compared to others, and a lot more mods have been generous with regards to, is that a bit of experience you have? Because, like, we typically in the past haven't gone, okay, so you've played, a Kirby game, therefore you're not gonna, or therefore you're familiar with all Kirby games.
I think there might be a lot more derivative freeware.
I guess that's kind of fair.
But
like making sure there's enough like Puyo experience between the two for that Snake game.
Man, Zenic is absolutely flying. Like, the puzzles are easy, don't get me wrong, but it is just like no hesitation in putting the moves on the board.
Oh, okay. Zenic's reached the rotation phase. Things are
getting
complicated.
If it's got a skewer, it's stuck on the sort of axis it's on, but if it's got one of these wooden sticks, then you can rotate it around.
Does anybody else want s'mores right now?
The marshmallows are toasted so brown that they look more like meat than marshmallows to me.
I agree with that. I don't think that this is a good color for correctly. Honestly, I think I'd rather eat the burnt one than whatever's going on with this.
I would too. I'll confess, when I'm doing campfire cooking, if my marshmallow doesn't come out of the thing as a fireball that I have to blow off, it's not cooked properly.
If the marshmallow hasn't fallen into the fire and grossly bubbled up out of itself, crawling on the ground like some sort of marshmallow worm. it hasn't been cooked enough. So we'll see if the players are going to encounter a puzzle that actually makes them stop and think a little bit, because I'm looking at ZenicReverie, and at least moves didn't go on the board immediately.
I think the one that ZenicReverie's on, you want to push the green double mushroom... what are these called?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. You want to push it from the bottom both times. You don't want to use that... that single fire. Like the top left fire.
I'm glad
Yes.
that you have the puzzle game logic of just allowing the marshmallow to sit on the fire eternally as you move other things around and it won't burn.
What
Yep.
you sound like you've never cooked marshmallows before. That's how it works.
That was kind of interesting, because I was like, I see how to solve this puzzle, and ZenicReverie's not doing it, so I must be wrong, was the thought I had. But no, that was exactly how to do it. So the moves went on. You get a little cutscene sometimes in between puzzles, which is like, the writing's actually pretty good, by the way. Like, we've been comparing it to Steven's Sausage Roll, but this game is funny and good on its own. So if it looks cool, check it out.
Now, is this freeware or is this in the itch
It
bundle?
is, this was in the itch bundle. It is currently $10, it looks like, on itch and probably other services.
Okay. Now, I assume you did, but you've talked about the strength of these two players in terms of puzzles, haven't you? Or have you?
We've talked about the strengths of these two players in general.
So-
yeah, if you have any anecdotes about puzzles specifically.
Well, so it's pretty well known around here that Zenic is normally arguably really good at puzzles. We were doing some puzzle games late at night, me and him, for a while, and like just destroys me in them. So Zenic is a well-known, really good puzzle gamer. But Hopscotch, being a tester for so long, has seen such a large variety of puzzles. You might think that it's, something that would be beneficial there, but I honestly don't know that Hops is normally arguably very good at them.
I think Hopscotch is above average at puzzles, but I think it's one of the weakest genres. I don't think Hopscotch enjoys playing puzzle games.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for, is like Hopscotch is good at games, but like puzzles are way more of Zenic's forte than they are Hops's here. And so I definitely give Zenic the advantage in this game.
Well, has jumped out to an early lead, but is on one of the first hard puzzles for me. There's very limited ways that this stick can rotate. This log will block it, and also you need a valid final position for the marshmallows. So the thing to realize what Zenic just did there is that even though there's no tile on the left, that you can still swing a marshmallow over the edge of the board as long as there's a valid starting square and a valid ending square for the rotation.
So all we're dealing with is the blocking of like the logs then.
Mm-hmm.
What we might see later on, if my knowledge of these two players is anything to trust, is Zenic being much more deliberate and Hopscotch experimenting a lot more, and that might end up making a difference depending on exactly how the design of these later puzzles turns out once they get more difficult.
Now I don't know if Zenic realizes that you can pull the marshmallow into the fire and then push it around, because that's the only possible way to do this.
It's trying to like rotate and like kick it on the rotation. It won't ever let you do that, but you can scooch it with the stick part of the marshmallow. You don't have to like
I think has to
bump
do a
marshmallows.
full rotation once it's in the fire.
So
They
you got to,
won't
yeah, you got to,
each other, right?
you got to get it into the fire. So you got to roll that other one at the top back to the other side, and then you got to push that one into the fire and then rotate it around so it's lying parallel to it,
Yeah,
rather
the right
than
one.
trying to use the rotation. And somehow Zenic is not yet doing that.
Yeah, it's There's only that one square, like you said. The right one with the stick needs to be on that square with the fire is the key, because that lets it get over far enough to move the other one in a meaningful way. but it's fire. Like, I don't know, it doesn't feel good to, it feels like a committal move to be there, right?
Okay, this will work.
Here you go. There you go. Now you see it. Now you can see what you were supposed to
And
do
you
with
can
it.
just slide or push into the fire for the other side.
As Hopscotch solves a previous puzzle.
It's currently Hopscotch is now 3 puzzles back.
Yeah. So this goal is to beat level 45. Yeah.
They're
It took
about maybe a
Snowdozer.
third of the way through.
Snowdozer 38 minutes, Spritz 50, and me 70. So there's a pretty big spectrum. You can.
Yeah.
I know when I did really bad on a puzzle game the way that I can do sometimes, and this was one of those times. So I'm gonna be probably the absolute ceiling on this.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh at your misfortune, Myth.
I know.
It's like you ain't gotta apologize. I know.
Also, I said it in a way that would be funny. So
Yeah. Fair.
that was the reaction I was hoping for. Zenic has got something that looks straightforward and is, but there's potential to ruin yourself. Which they did, actually. They pushed the thing twice. Needs to push it again, but now can't go back over the fire. Yeah, it's a simple concept that needs a precise order. So we didn't get to talk too much about the level that Hopscotch is on, because Zenic solved it so quickly, but that move that Hopscotch just did that ruined everything, that's the winning move,
Yeah,
but it's
I
rotating
think
backwards.
I've noticed that might be able to do that the other way and get out of this, and yeah, solves it pretty quickly as well.
Nice.
All right. My prediction: Hopscotch cleared this level way faster than Zenic did, because
Yeah.
of that aforementioned experimentation statement.
There's really not much you can do, right? It was kind of surprising that Zenic was doing so well on the other stages, and then this was the one that was arguably that gave them the most trouble.
There it is. Hopscotch almost immediately keys into the solution. That's a
Nice.
big time catch up. That
Also-
puts Hopscotch 2 stages
Yeah.
down.
Also efficiently
Okay.
does the end of that level. Then it went all the way around again. Hopscotch just
Yeah.
bam, one move.
So Zenic's trying to find a way to poke this thing and does have it all lined up.
Welcome to Starfish Island. Are we going to see a new mechanic? Oh, we got.
Yep.
I'm out.
Buckets.
See y'all later.
It's a block that you can only push. And if it's up against a wall, you probably can't push it off that wall.
You have to cook the strawberries too?
Yeah, or whatever it is. I think it's fish in there.
Seems like it varies. We got some broccoli this time.
Some strawberry stew. Yum. Maybe it's like a jam or something.
Boiling strawberries.
So the pot is potentially preventing you from rotating here. It won't though. You can just go the other way and it'll be fine. But it is an obstacle that does that. So one of these cook pot levels with 2 cook pots was one that I was on for a couple minutes and had no ideas whatsoever, and actually quit out, left it, did the other puzzles, and then came back to it later.
We're stewing tomatoes. Those are tomatoes. Those are clearly tomatoes.
I can buy that. So Zenic is thinking if I push that in, it's gone forever. And that's a very reasonable assumption, except you can put the marshmallow here, bring the stick all the way around, and then the stick can save it.
All right. So
Zenic is having an input issue, or has forgotten that you can rotate to kind of slide forward.
so here's a question for you.
Okay.
Because we're all debating there, or okay. We're definitely strawberries first, and now we're doing tomatoes. Anyway, so if you're a game developer and you have something like this where you've come up with this game and people are comparing it to another game like Steven's Sausage Roll. Do you think that you'd feel honored that the comparison are made, or do you think that it's annoying that you've got your own little concept here with it, and then you just get these comparisons and maybe not have even played said game before?
Annoyed, definitely.
Really?
If
Coming
I
from a game developer, I think
That was
Maurice
my
is right.
instinct too, but we'll actually defer to the person who has developed
That's,
games.
yeah.
Maurice, how do you feel whenever someone compares your stunning masterpiece Mari Zero to that one FPS game?
yeah, this Nintendo company.
Or how about that one game that that not Tetris that you made when people compare it
You
to
put it in the
Tetris?
title.
Yeah, well, what the hell? No, but more seriously, I made Auto Robot, which was in MT13.
13, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I submitted it, and it's compared to FES a lot, which I don't even agree with. But also, I never played FES at the time because it wasn't available for PC, so that annoyed me.
We are cooking, Andy.
ZenicReverie has sort of lost the lead. I mean, the puzzles are getting harder, so you never know when Hopscotch is going to spend just as long on a puzzle as Zenic. But Zenic is only like 1 or maybe 2 puzzles ahead at this point. Although I will say the one that Hopscotch is on, it was a tough one because it's teaching a sort of important concept
yeah,
that's
how do
not
you-
so obvious.
How do
Seems
you
to
do
have
that?
figured it out.
How do you push the carrots?
I don't know what you mean by carrots. Are these tomatoes? Hopscotch? Are we talking
No,
about?
no, no.
Oh, no,
Zenic has carrots on
Okay.
the left, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, how do
well,
you-
I
how-
see purple is what I see, so I have no idea what Zenic is doing.
Oh, well, I would
Okay.
stream, but I'm testing if maybe my dropped frames will stop if I don't.
I did do this one. It
But-
wasn't.
Oh, you gotta use the broccoli.
So,
Wait, no, you can't. Can you?
so Hopscotch is now on the same stage.
Oh, you just
There we
put
go.
them on the top.
Well, for a brief
there you go.
time.
Of course.
Zenic is now through the stage, but
Just sneak around it.
this race is much closer than it was, 5 minutes ago.
So the thing is that the right marshmallow here for Hopscotch can never be cooked on the left fires. You have to cook it on the other fires. So he can nudge it, yeah, and he can flip it over and
Hopscotch
cook
is
it.
in a bad situation
Yeah,
because
he
the
can't.
carrots are stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's too late. But the moves to solve the puzzle were made just in the wrong order.
Boop boop. I like the jingle.
What's your favorite marshmallow-based dish?
S'mores.
I have never eaten marshmallows in my life.
Wow.
Wait, is that a cultural thing? Or
It's
just you?
not a thing in Germany. You don't really cook marshmallows over fire. I mean you can, and I'm sure some people have. I bet Freeball would disagree with me, but I have
Well-
never heard of people cooking marshmallows over fire.
I mean, even in general, though, you said you've never had a
Yeah,
marshmallow.
Hopscotch
like-
went through that a lot faster. I
Well,
think, but-
when else are you gonna?
agree.
When else are you gonna eat a marshmallow? Yeah, see, Freeball hasn't even seen a marshmallow. I agree. What the hell is a marshmallow?
Wow.
Okay.
You don't
Yeah,
even
you
have
didn't
any-
even know the word for it, and I was like, oh, I guess he's got some German word for marshmallow that he's more familiar with. But apparently you just didn't know what it is. That was a very quick solve from Hopscotch.
Yeah, Hopscotch is.
Oh,
He's one level behind, isn't he?
Zenic
This
is on
is-
the level. This is the one. Took me over 5 minutes, maybe close to 10 before I gave up on it and went elsewhere. It won't happen to Zenic, but it does mean I think this is one of the hardest levels of the goal.
This is one of the reasons that I love Mystery Funhouse. Is such a cultural exchange. Things you never know.
There it is, the stick move to just move them over. It's so obvious, and it gets it without much hesitation whatsoever.
I think solved the last two really fast. But Hopscotch also solves this one kind of fast, and now for the puzzle. To end all puzzles.
This one Zenic is on is one of these awkward you can rotate it only in certain ways. So yeah, you cook these two on the same side, and then you're like, okay, there's got to be some maneuver I can do to flip these over.
Well, yeah, there has to be.
Yeah. And then you roll them around in this square. If you just stay in this 3x3, it's a prison. You gotta get out of it.
Oh, like how he's
quick
kind of
solve
doing.
from Hops.
Yeah.
That was so fast. Oh man. Okay, Zenic gets one of them.
Oh, that's both.
Yeah, I mean, once you get one, you should be able to get the other. And sure enough, there it is.
This is kind of like when you don't really know how to move a knight in chess and you try to get him to a specific square. You're just moving him around, but it never quite works out.
And now Hopscotch on this same level. Then taking a moment to just think about this one before putting moves on the board.
Okay, so arguably puzzle game races can be a problem sometimes because there's one person that just runs away with it, especially with these more deliberate ones. This is being a good race.
We had a surprising down to the last puzzle. It was Blade Twin Swords versus Pufferfish King in a Rush Hour game, a sliding blocks puzzle game. Me and Xuna were there, and I said, "There's no way this race will be exciting" at the start of it. And then it was
20 seconds apart at the final level.
Yeah, it was actually really cool. Okay, Hopscotch, very close to finishing off the puzzle now.
Yep.
So it's still going to be one puzzle behind.
Did I ever play a lot of Rush Hour in school? They had one of those sets, you know, during rec time. Can't say that I've ever, thrown down a bucket and started pushing marshmallows around it, or using a marshmallow to push it around. But hey, there's a new time for everybody.
So marshmallows, the thing that's great about them and why they get used in sticky treats and stuff is that they melt. And I feel like I was on some of these puzzles for like 10 minutes or whatever. Like, there's no way this marshmallow would hold its form and its shape rolling around, rotating around like 200 moves over a fire.
That's why we only cook them to crisp brown rather than blackened melty.
Hopscotch ended up with an unwinnable situation. The pots weren't quite where they needed to be. They can cook all the pots pretty easily from here, but how are you going to get that marshmallow onto any of those fires at this point?
Because what Hops ran into was... Okay, so we're definitely... I can see where the solution goes at that point, and still had the power to, but...
Has Zenic got into a new mechanic where is now lighting fires?
Yup! Zenic is now lighting fires with their marshmallow.
Undoing a couple moves. Not sure if they needed to, but...
Can you
I
just
think
roll it
just
over?
Roll, yeah,
Just
I mean,
roll that thing.
I don't think you can burn the O.
Huh.
Okay.
That's a good start. Good strat
Yeah.
for sure.
Certainly a more efficient solution, but not quite necessary based on the earlier position.
Just wanted the minimum number of moves clear.
Yeah.
And we get to ignite those ones as well.
And then pull back and just roll, right?
Yep.
Oh wait, it's a little bit trickier than that because you do have to. You can't move the marshmallow off the board.
Here we go. Hopscotch is caught on.
Marshmallow is cooked. The pots are on the fire.
But that was some time for Zenic to regain that lead that they had earlier.
Oh, for sure.
So now there's a
There's
lot
one
of
thing-
these puzzles where you kind of got to ask yourself, which of these fires do I want to light? Which ones are going to help me? Which are going to be in my way?
So one thing that's got to remember is that when playing a game that has Sokoban like aspects of pushing a block, you got to remember where dead blocks are. When you have a block in a corner, you can never ever get it out of the corner. You can't get it off the wall. This because of
Not
where the
true in this
marshmallows,
game,
right?
Because of the
Well,
sticks, yeah.
Hops did in fact put the marshmallow or the pot the first time in the prior level in a dead position. So if you can recognize that, those things are still useful. And my point with that is saying that, like, as you come to play games in Mystery Tournament, there's often said that the best way to train yourself for mystery gaming is to just play video games, because those are the kind of things that you start to understand. And I know that it's weird to say that, like, the concept of dead block there, as if it's, when you look at it, you kind of think maybe that's obvious, but, like, a lot of people don't think, oh, I can't put any blocks whatsoever in the corner or I'm done for.
Like that clear from Hopscotch or from ZenicReverie just like was like, oh, I can't move this here, I can't move this here, but I can just whoosh rotate, and it just swung like a 2x2 diagonal move that put it perfectly into the fire for the clear.
Okay, so
sort of
since there's this discussion about me eating marshmallows and shit, what is a marshmallow? Is it bread?
It's sugar. So
Sugar?
You make a sugary
it's
syrup
sugar.
and then you puff it.
What?
It's like 80% air and 20% sugar.
And then you put it over
Wait,
fire?
I don't think you make a syrup out of it.
Yeah, then you melt it so it gets gooey.
Yep.
It's a gooey sugar fluff.
Ugh.
It's
I
good.
mean, you can put it over a fire if you
Well-
want, but
I don't know. It's not amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, I prefer microwave s'mores more than like actually burning them over a fire. They really gush then.
all right. So what you do is you play elephant, though. Oh, that means that Maurice has never played elephant,
What the hell is elephant?
huh?
Is that like Chubby Bunny?
Oh, sorry, Chubby
No one
Bunny.
knows.
I think it's mostly known as Chubby Bunny. Sorry.
I thought it was. It would have been so funny. Oh,
I don't-
Maurice doesn't know elephant, and then everyone else like, what's elephant?
No, you're right. All right. Sorry. Chubby Bunny. Maurice has never played Chubby Bunny.
What's chubby bunny?
Chubby Bunny is where you stick a marshmallow in your mouth and you say Chubby Bunny, and you keep going until you can't fit any more in.
You put another marshmallow and then you say Chubby Bunny, and then you put in another marshmallow.
Oh, that sounds great.
It sounds like something an 8-year-old would do.
It
It's
sounds.
absolutely something an 8-year-old would do, but has nobody ever heard who I am?
I mean, I was 8 years old once. I know that.
There you go. That's fair.
Terrifying.
Terrifying.
Terrifying. Miss the 8-year-old, a terrifying
No,
concept.
just roll left. The right one. You can just roll the right one. Okay.
I got the purple. I can't see. I can't yell at him with you. Sorry. I'm too busy watching Hopscotch, I guess, who has figured out how to cook the bottom part of the wooden stick. So that was not too
We're
bad
getting
at all.
close to the end of this race, though.
Yeah. This fire lighting mechanic, I think, is the last new mechanic we're going to see.
Yeah, I think Zenic has about 8 more levels and Hopscotch has 10.
Oh, I think this one Zenic is on was another one of the harder ones for me. That's a clear. These ones there's 6 squares on this board, right? The possibility space is very limited, but they terrify me because it's in the game at this point because there's something very clever and they don't want you to be distracted. They want you to see the clever thing they made.
Wait, what is Hopscotch doing?
Hopscotch, please, just roll.
Move
No.
away. All right, fine.
Do you need to light
Okay,
all the
whoops,
fires?
Whatever.
No, you don't.
No.
They
Nope.
just did not see that move.
Or the other move, but did find one that worked out, so moving on.
So do you always, like, on the level Zenic is on, I would be like thinking, do I want to light all the fires?
Yeah, I think you do, but like not necessarily all right away.
I would never light a fire until I didn't see what's it called, another way I could toast without it.
Well, only lit 2.
That was a very fast solve from Hopscotch.
Hopscotch on 36, ZenicReverie on 39. The goal ends at 45.
It's so close.
Yeah.
More close.
Definitely advantage Zenic, but not anywhere near over yet.
closer than either of the races we had before this.
This one Hopscotch is on where you really use the stick to maneuver the bucket.
Yeah, I think you need to get your marshmallow into that position that's currently behind the bucket. Blocked
Yeah.
off there, so you can kind of slide it in the right way.
I think Zenic could have toasted this marshmallow a bit earlier, and then this would have worked. Like right here. You can slide it, right?
I thought that Zenic had like discovered some kind of fancy new extinguishing fire mechanic for a second before realizing that he
It was
just
the undoes. I bet
Hopscotch
Zenic thought he was
realizing-
going to cook hopscotch in this, but it's definitely not going to be over easy for him. Did I take 3 minutes thinking that up?
Oh.
Yes.
Burned.
Hopscotch had the right idea about this puzzle, but burned
Yeah.
the wrong side of the marshmallow, so it had to undo. But
Yeah,
it
I
has
think,
got the
should
one
be
key
able
move now.
to
Oh, this puzzle is easy.
slide out.
Oh, you just, no, just left and then, no, what? Just do the same rotatey thing.
Yeah, this is another one of these tricky. The marshmallows can swing off the board as long as their starting and ending squares are
Yeah.
valid.
But he figured out how to cook one side, and then he was like 2 moves away from cooking the other side. Like right here, no. Just left twice and then rotate.
Well, the issue is getting that rotation so that you can get the
Yeah,
middle
but-
marshmallow.
But he was, he,
You,
he,
you
he
don't
had
have to
that.
worry about it because you can. Oh, yeah, okay, you got to get that middle of March. I gotcha. I get what you mean there.
You can't just slide in or else you'll
Yeah.
burn this.
Zenic unlocked more
You're in
levels.
the top one.
He doesn't care about these levels.
5 levels remain. Are we stewing pineapples now? Is this a thing?
Yeah, it looks like pineapples.
Hopscotch needs
Okay,
one more.
What do you cook
Forward,
in?
and then
What do you cook in Germany there, Maurice, during a campfire?
backwards.
Uh. Sausages?
Have you ever had a campfire?
Not really, actually.
Oh, wow.
Now that I think about it, I guess you could cook sausages. Like we grill more than campfire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we definitely do sausages. We do sausages as well. We don't just eat s'mores at the campfire.
I mean, I'll just eat s'mores at a campfire.
Okay, Myth will just eat s'mores at a campfire.
Myth.
Okay, what you do
Okay.
is you take some sliced carrots, a ball of beef, and cabbage, a little bit of garlic if you manage to bring these things with you. And then you wrap the garlic, or you mush the garlic into the beef a little bit, top with carrots, wrap it in the cabbage, wrap it in aluminum foil, and just huck it into the fire for 10 minutes.
Every race, I worry more and more as I see that one guy finish first. Both these players doing extremely well, and yet that one guy finishing first in the
Oh, right.
32-16.
You potentially have an upcoming match with that one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ZenicReverie had the solution here, I thought, and then did a bad move. Now has undone the bad move and then all the other moves. I think it was fine to light both of those fires. I don't know. They had the skewer to bump it. I'm not sure if I'm missing something or if Zenic missed it.
Freeball, help me. What do we put on a lager fire?
See, now that we've got that one guy though, and I asked the comparison of being compared to another game, how does it feel to have that one guy being called the next Maurice in it, Maurice?
I think
Where they're
he's...
the ones that joined the games and then just start winning up a storm.
Oh yeah. I think
Does
he's
it-
more like someone 2-5. Except someone 3-5 doesn't join every race.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Hopscotch was thinking for a moment, but got the solve on that puzzle.
I think
Zenix
Zenic just
still on this-
stage ahead.
left and then rotate and then you can pull once and then drag it on the fire, right? Like roll it on the fire. I think you just want to kind of move your
There.
s'mores by one.
think- Now
yeah,
he can
that was-
rotate and roll.
That's all you needed, yeah. The one little nudge.
Hopscotch is going to be able to do this, I think.
Not like this. Is now realizing the problem of
Oh.
pulling it in to get that middle thing. Has to find that twist maneuver.
I think
There it
I feel
is.
like it's really obvious.
Yeah. Yep, okay. Now just has to set it up for the other side, which shouldn't be too hard.
Just kind of do random moves until it works.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it wouldn't be too hard if you've been playing this game for 35 minutes and have an understanding of how things roll around, but
Oh
maybe
no!
it
Oh,
is.
this is bad.
Oh,
no,
that's
this is
not
very
going to
bad.
work.
It's
You're
very
never going to
bad.
be able to get
Yeah,
just the
no.
middle.
Oh, but
no.
restarting? I don't know about that.
Maybe.
I mean, it's wasting
If
time.
you can set it up first, then
So ZenicReverie is on 41, I think.
I think it was 43.
Oh, wow.
yeah, this is definitely at least 42. Might be 43.
See,
Oh,
the
this is
other
good.
thing is, like,
Oh, hops. Yes,
with
pull.
the mystery tournament experience,
Nice.
Slide. Now just.
Yeah, this one's free.
Mhm.
Sorry, Roar. What did you say?
well, with the whole idea of play games, and that's how you earn more experience and learn things. One thing that comes to mind about the movement in this game is crap. Now I'm suddenly forgetting the name of it. The game on SNES where you play as the
Q and
cube.
Pa.
With, yeah, Q and Pa, where you've got that 4-square movement in order to change the square that's on top. Similar movements in this game work in order to do that, and so by having the knowledge of these different games, again, you get more experience and you're able to see similarities between games.
There was a Flash game where you were a little red and black rectangular prism, I guess, that would roll around.
Video games are
Had
so
this-
magical.
Had the same sort of thing.
Hopscotch is doomed here.
Oh, Zenix got this.
Two pots at once.
I think 2 more levels then, if this was 43. No, yes. Okay, fine.
Schmellows.
44.
Oh, this is just Sokoban now. Ooh.
Yeah, the guy, the writing there was just, you want to hear something scary? We're out of marshmallows.
Oh, this is free. What the hell?
Yeah.
I didn't think this one was very hard.
Well, Hopscotch has to hope that the next one is very hard.
Or Zanik specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard, but only for you. Okay, so, I mean, this is like a level where
It's
there's
a little
like...
bit trickier, but
Yeah, but it's so obvious. Like, oh, you rotate across the chasm to light that
Yeah, yeah.
fire. It's so obvious.
I
And
didn't
then-
think this was very hard either.
And then the rest is free. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
this is it.
Okay, yeah, I think that's it.
Even if this isn't
That
quite
one has to
right for
rotate.
some reason we can't see yet, fixing it is not a big deal.
I mean, Zang is like making it exciting, but
No, it is kind of tricky to get this rotation, but
Because you need the other
There.
stick to bump. Oh no, you can use the barbecue
the
skewer.
big
to
problem
bump.
is
Yeah.
getting that other
That's it.
marshmallow like on
That
the
is
board.
it.
But yep, that's it.
that's
That is a win for Zenik.
Easy.
19. 19. Good time. If what I remember from the test of times.
It was
Was-
right around where Snowdozer's submission time was.
Place your bets. Does Zenik keep? Yep, sure does. Magnets.
Because, ooh.
This is just Sokoban with extra steps.
Yeah, beat Snowdozer by 40 seconds.
Who's roasting magnets on an open fire?
Wait, this one's free too. Oh, never mind. The magnet rotates. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah.
This is
If
this
the
is.
magnet goes in a fire, doesn't that affect the magnet?
I think if it gets too
Probably.
hot, it stops. It like loses magnetism a bit.
I know what culture that comes from.
Magnets?
Yeah, magnets in the fire.
What culture?
It's Polish.
I like it.
Yeah, Mr. Defeat over here would absolutely be a big fan.
Oh, this is free too. All these levels are free. Oh, the timer stops.
Hopscotch
Damn it.
also having some trouble with this one ZenicReverie was stuck on for a while. Like, am I wrong? Can you not just use the other skewer to bump it once
Is it-
you have them lit up
Yes.
the first time?
Hopscotch
then you
is
just-
oh no, you
Okay.
just, oh, okay. Does some extra moves in the middle, but gets there.
ZenicRevie's got to find a way to detach this thing from the... Well, he doesn't because he's already won the race, but he's still playing and I'm going to commentate it. Needs to find a way to detach the bucket from this thing.
I mean, there's no way. I think he just has to grab the bucket with the stick the
Yeah.
other way. Like, just rotate the stick to the top. Instead of the bottom.
Just
Yeah.
had to cook the marshmallow first, really.
Not gonna work.
The magnet's just a red herring. What if it is a mechanic, though, that you heat up the magnet in the fire and then it does stop working as a magnet and it drops the bucket?
Oof.
Oh wait, does this not work either? Because the magnet is... Wait, no, the magnet is the right way. Yeah. Let's go up now. So, when you design like a puzzle game like this, you want everything to be kind of thematic, right? You got these pots that have to be on the fire, it makes sense. You got the little, like, coal ignitey thingies that ignite the fires, makes sense. Then you got magnets on skewers with, like, tape on them that move around these big pots. I feel-
Listen,
I
Maurice,
feel
you don't
like...
understand that Americans are lazy.
I feel like a bit of the magic is lost here.
But also, like, the magnet does what you expect a magnet to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it attaches to the metal and it pulls it. And in that sense, it's behaving exactly as you'd expect it to behave.
You,
All you got to do, Zenik. Come on, you got this. No, what are you doing?
Hopscotch has the solution to this one, but needs to cook the marshmallow first. Is it too late to properly cook this marshmallow?
There you go.
well, he can't move right now. That would...
And
That
Hopscotch
would-
can't get the bucket back. I think needed to get one side of the marshmallow toasted before setting this up.
It's just gonna go ahead and slam
Oh.
them in there.
Is that in fact? Nope. It's. Or did you undo there?
You're probably seeing undos.
That's why I'm questioning if the magnet does in fact do in the fire. This would be an interesting stage, but I don't think it does. Lose polarity in the magnet or in the fire.
Yeah, do you want Mr. Undo It? We have Mr. Undo It for these situations.
I'm just gonna say, if we have to explain what the hell that is every time we use it, it probably shouldn't be used in that way.
I think it's funny.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's only funny when you know the joke.
Yeah, but Mystery Funhouse is all just inside jokes anyway. So
Yeah.
Ops has a lot
And
of
it's
problems with this
Yeah.
puzzle that Zenik just flew through. I remember that.
Hopscotch is also prone to being demoralized after losing, I think, which is... I'm not sure how much you relate to, Maurice.
Very much.
On the very rare occasions, I feel like knowing your personality, as soon as you just lose all the drive to keep playing.
Yeah, I just forfeit usually.
I mean, when I'm testing and I lose in the sense that like one puzzle just totally kicks my ass or whatever, like then yeah, usually I want nothing to do with anything after that.
Oh, now it's giving the stuck message.
Yeah, it's like the Super Mario Maker. Hey, you can skip levels if you have issues.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
so
where it
terrible.
hurts.
Myth, when you when you test a game, do you look at the other tester times first?
Yeah, it's kind of unavoidable. Even if I wanted to not do that, they're kind of right there.
So are you like racing against that time in your head when you got your timer running and it's ticking ever closer to whatever 38 minutes here?
A little bit. I'm less about like I want to beat this specific person or something, and more like I know that tester, I know what they're capable of, and I see their time, and so I think I'm likely to finish around this time, and then I'm aiming for that time.
Is there also like
A
an
lot of
aspect
testing-
Go ahead.
A lot of testing is actually done in races. I don't know about how much you guys have done.
Almost none.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was a you and Hopscotch thing mainly, I think, just
Oh.
because of the way you coordinated.
Okay. I thought you and Hopscotch also tested a lot of things via racing.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
a million years
Oh.
ago.
Well, then never mind. I'm wrong. I don't know. Ever since I left freely and stuff, I don't know how you guys do it now.
So
I'm
Myth,
so out of the loop.
Myth, when you see a game and someone else tested it before you, so you have an idea of how long it will maybe take you, and then you take way longer. Is that like something you consider for if this is a good submission or not?
No. I just think, wow, I beefed that one. Like it doesn't really reflect on the game. I'm pretty good at figuring out when it was me and when it might be the game, because I don't know, I don't want to talk too much about myself specifically. But Hopscotch has also been stuck on this puzzle for a very long time. So, yeah, I've spent a lot of time thinking about myself for various reasons, for like mental health reasons. So I'm really familiar with the sort of like thinking patterns of myself, and really good at paying attention to certain things. So I have a really good sense of when I've done well, particularly in a puzzle game, or when I've not done well, and what my mood was like and how that affected my play. And so I'm able to factor these things in, I think, pretty well when I make decisions about a game.
I remember being extremely bad at that. Because I remember the times when me and Hopscotch would both like finish a game in an hour and be like, we probably both did really bad, so it'll be fine. And then it was not fine.
Counterpoint to I don't like talking about myself there. I think it's fantastic to get insights into how the testers think and feel when they're making the decisions of the games that are going into the tournament.
Yeah, I agree. Then I can solve this because there's no spot for the for the coal. Oh, whatever it is, the igniter thing.
And I guess as evidence, like I said, I took 70 minutes, but I said these players are going to be more like 30 to 40, and then some guy finished in 32, and Zenic finished in 38. So not bad.
Oh, there you go, Hopscotch.
Make sure to get on the side at first, and yep, finally through there.
Nice.
And then now to these last two levels, which
They were free, I think.
much easier.
Because a lot of the time, the question does come up of what is it that like determines what kind of determinations do we make in testing in terms of what gets accepted or not. And the true answer is that so much of it is just gut feeling. Aside from, this had obvious glaring technical issues, so much of it really is, I didn't like this idea as a race for this reason or another reason. There's some that we can write down, but a lot of it, that's why testers, one thing that when I was in charge of testing, that I always, whenever, somebody asked if they could be a tester and I denied them, it's not because of me thinking that they don't have that understanding to a degree. It's that you have to have played some races to really understand what's going to be good or bad in a race context. And so because again, it is just so much of it is based off of gut reactions. I wish there was a more scientific method towards testing, but like, I guess the closest thing to that is what? Maybe just checking if there's been a race of it on SRL and what the comments said. That's as scientific as we get, people.
Ah, burned.
Yeah,
See, this is interesting
new
because
mechanic.
so you leave the marshmallow on the hot stove or whatever it is, and then you trigger it twice and it burns. But leaving it over the fire for like 10 turns doesn't matter.
Video games.
Okay, and Hopscotch has slid on the final marshmallow right there, I think. And should be done.
It is done.
GG.
50 minutes and 6.
So Zenic didn't even like Zenic knows the drill. Like you can come in and interview after the race or whatever, but they were like, I just want to keep rolling these marshmallows around.
This seems like
It's
a
a
good
very
game,
Zenic
honestly.
move.
I would love to get this in MT. Oh no, they're done.
Big Hop's just doing a double check that they are in fact done.
Hello, Zenic. Congratulations on the very strong performance in that game.
That one guy.
Yes, that one guy's performances are very, very strong. Hello, Hopscotch as well.
Fun game.
Cool, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You were both doing really well. Unfortunately, Hopscotch got caught up on that like third to last level there, but up until that point, it was about one level apart for most of the middle.
Dang. I'm happy with that.
Okay, I need to know. Hopscotch. Marshmallows in Australia. Are they a thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Is cooking
Although
marshmallows over a fire a thing?
Yes, but like predominantly because of our adoption of American culture.
Okay.
Well, now that the important question is out of the way,
We can ask the less important questions like about the tournament. Sorry, go on ahead. You probably have
trying to
better
even
questions than I do.
well, we definitely like sometimes there's like a new player, and I get to be like, "How was your first mystery tournament experience?" But you guys are anything but new players for sure.
How does it
so-
feel to be finally back in Mystery Tournament, Hops?
yeah, there we go.
It's great. I get to play games that I don't know what they are. It's a different experience than playing games on a list, and I'm like, oh, that game has a cool name. I'll play that one.
Being
How
told what to play
has-
instead of making decisions.
So you played some mystery tournaments and then you tested, and now you're like a player again. And so talk to me about like have you as a player feel like you're forged in the fires of like 500 or 600 games or something? Like has it really, was it a hyperbolic time chamber for you to train in and become amazing?
Well, I lost this match, so probably not. But it definitely helps with being able to redraw games. Not that I've had any that I've had to redraw. What's up with that? But yeah, before I went to testing, I actually did like an average performance on my first MT. Then I got top 8 in my second MT. And then I went 0-2 in my third MT. And I was like, well, that's it. I've experienced all there is of MT time to test.
Got it.
Now, when you got a puzzle game, Zenic, did you feel like you had a good chance? Hops, did you feel like you had a good chance, or did you feel like how are
As soon as I saw a puzzle game, I was like, I know Zenic's winning this.
Yeah, it felt better than average. Yeah, chances are better than average because if it's a platform, I think we're about even. I'm not
Yeah.
really sure. The puzzle game could have gone the other way because sometimes I get really walled. I'm sure that happens to everyone, but it's the possibilities there.
There was actually a point where we thought the comeback was real. There was one puzzle that you took like 5 minutes on, and Hops just did almost instantly, but it was still 2 levels behind at that point. So the possibility was there, but it was a good race nonetheless. So like, bravo, congratulations on moving on further into the match. Hops, you're not out of it, of course, right? This was winners.
This was winners.
This was
too,
winners.
yes.
All right, so you're
Who am I
still in
fighting?
it.
Yeah, let me pull up this bracket and remember to record the result this time.
Okay. Here's a new question I've got. If you continue in the tournament, Hops and Zenic, what kind of game do you hope you draw?
Depends on the opponent, but more puzzles.
Some like completely random off the wall genre, like voice game, where you have to control it using your mouth.
Wait, didn't we already have one of those?
Yes,
have
and
one
I
of those
believe we
originally
rejected it for being terrible.
I think it was this literally gave me a headache.
Yep. This literally gave me a headache. Hopscotch 2016.
Okay, so Zenic, you're moving on to face the winner of Soapy Gnome versus Bright Shadow, and Hopscotch, you are fighting the winner of Ness versus Withheld. So both other veterans.
Oh,
That's
I didn't
Leaving
realize
Nest
those two were
kamikaze?
facing each other. That's
Oh, that
exciting.
is such a team kill there too.
I hope
theory.
Ness wins, so I can finally get my revenge on Ness.
Well, we do have.
This was who you played in. What's it called? The infamous.
Alex Kidd in Shinobi Land.
Shinobi War. Yes. What a match.
We do have more races coming at you. Let's look at that schedule here.